Good morning, everyone. This is Bill Branch, peanut breeder with the University of Georgia, located here at the Coastal Plain Experiment Station. I'd like to speak a little bit this morning about our Georgia peanut breeding objectives. First, I've listed here is increasing dollar value returns, higher yields and grades, disease and insect resistance, virus and nematode resistance, drought and aflatoxin resistance, improved shelling characteristics, better processing quality, longer shelf life, enhanced flavor and nutrition. Here are 11 high-yielding Georgia runner type peanut varieties. I've listed them in non-normal oleics on the left and high oleics on the right. You can see amongst the normal oleics, you have Georgia-06G, Greener, 7W, 12Y, 18RU, and 21GR. And under the Howell Lakes, Georgia-09B, 14N, 16HO, 20VHO, and 22MPR. Georgia-06G, as the name implied, was released in 2006. It's a high-yielding TSWV resistant runner type variety, as you all know. It's been kind of the workhorse as far as peanut varieties for a little while now. It has an intermediate runner growth habit, medium maturity similar to the older Georgia Green variety, high level of TSWV resistance, larger runner seed size compared to Georgia Green, and has proven to be very productive with good stability across many different environments and has been excellent for the runner market trade throughout the industry. We're trying to reintroduce the Georgia 06G. Like I mentioned, it was first released in 2006. Georgia 6G soon replaced Georgia Greener as the dominant runner type in the southeast. In 2019, Georgia's -06G was reintroduced from 2011 breeder seed stock that had been in cold storage. And by this year, 2023, all of Georgia Foundation seed will be planted from this new seed source, beginning with only 10,000 sound mature kernels in 2019. Next variety is Georgia Greener. It's a high-yielding TSWV and CBR resistant runner type. Has intermediate runner growth habit, dark green color, medium maturity similar to 6G and Georgia Greener. It has, as I mentioned, a high level of TSWV and CBR resistant. It's a smaller or medium runner seed size compared to the large seeded 6G, and likewise has been very productive with good stability across many different environments and should be excellent for the runner market trade. Georgia-07W is a high-yielding TSWV resistant and white mold resistant runner type. Has more of a runner growth habit, medium maturity, likewise high levels of TSWV and white mold resistance, and also is very productive with good stability for the runner market trade. In 2009, we released Georgia-09B. It's a high-yielding, high oleic, TSWV resistant runner type cultivar, intermediate runner growth habit, and medium maturity. Very similar to Georgia Green, the recurrent parent. Has a high level of TSWV resistance and medium runner seed size. Has also been shown to be very productive with good stability across many different environments. And it does have the high oleic, low linoleic oil characteristic, with results in a lower total saturated fat content. And it's proven to have excellent roasted peanut flavor for the runner market trade as well. In 2012, we released Georgia-12Y. This is a high-yielding TSWV resistant and white mold resistant runner type cultivar. Has a runner growth habit, dark green leaf color. It has a medium late maturity similar to Georgia-10T. It's a very has a very high level of TSWV and one of the best white mold resistance, even though it's 7W has some white mold resistance. This one 12Y has better resistance to stem rot or white mold. It also has shown good performance and stability across many different environments, including reduced input tests, because it is a later maturing. This should be an excellent cultivar or variety for planting early during an early planting date option, with an early planting date option. Georgia-14N is the next one. This is a high yielding, high oleic TSWV and root knot nematode resistant runner type cultivar. Intermediate runner growth habit with medium plus maturity, medium green leaf color, high level of TSWV resistance, and very high root knot nematode resistance. Good performance and stability across many different environments in the southeast. It should be an excellent high oleic runner type with medium small runner seed size for field areas with high RKN population. Georgia-16HO, this is a high yielding, high oleic TSWV resistant large seeded runner type variety. Has an intermediate runner growth habit with medium maturity and more of a medium leaf color. High level of TSWV resistance with a high percentage of jumbo runner seed size. Good performance and stability across many different environments, especially with minimum inputs and without irrigation. It's another excellent cultivar for the high oleic runner market trade. Georgia-18RU is a high yielding, leaf scorch resistant, TSWV resistant, medium seeded runner type variety. Has a runner growth habit with medium plus maturity, medium green leaf color, and as I mentioned earlier, it has a high level of leaf scorch or pepper spot and TSWV resistance with a high percentage of total sound mature kernel grade, TSMK. Good performance and stability across many different environments. Should be an excellent peanut cultivar for the normal oleic runner market as well. Georgia-20VHO is a high yielding TSWV resistant, very high oleic. That's the VHO part, runner type variety. Has more of a flat runner growth habit with medium maturity. Has a very high oleic to linoleic fatty acid ratio. High percentage of total sound mature kernels, TSMK grade. Excellent performance and stability as well across many different environments. Excellent for the high oleic market trade. Georgia-21GR is a new high yielding, high grading. That's what the GR stands for, is high grading TSWV resistant runner, normal oleic runner type variety. It likewise has more of a flat runner growth habit like 20VHO with medium plus maturity. Also has a high percentage of TSMK grade. As I mentioned, this is a normal oleic runner fatty acid ratio variety. Has a very good performance and stability also across many different environments. Should be an excellent cultivar for the normal oleic runner market. And the last is Georgia-22 MPR. This is our most recent release, released this past year in 2022. The MPR stands for multiple pest resistance. This is a new high yielding, multiple pest resistant, high oleic runner type variety, intermediate runner growth habit with medium late maturity. It's similar to 12Y and having the later maturity aspect. Dark green leaf color. It has the very high resistance to root knot nematode, likewise tomato spotted wilt virus and potato leafhopper. It's a high oleic fatty acid ratio variety, and likewise good performance and stability across many different environments. And it should be an excellent cultivar for the high oleic runner market in field areas with the high RKN populations. So let's look at some results combined over 3 years and several different tests. I believe there's 20 different tests that went together to make up this data set. This first graph here shows you TSWV at about mid-season. On the left axis, you see the percent TSWV at mid-season, with the lowest incident being recorded for Georgia-22 MPR, 12Y next, 20 VHO, and Georgia-06G. And then we go all the way over to the right side, and the one that has the most TSWV was Flow Run 331. Total disease incidence during the same 3-year period, 3-year average here, was taken right before harvest. So the other TSWV is about mid-season. These ratings were taken right before harvest. We see a similar trend though as far as total disease incidence, and that's not too surprising since tomato spotted wilt is probably the predominant disease problem recorded here. Again, on the left with the lowest total disease was Georgia-22 MPR, followed by 12Y and Georgia-06G. And you go all the way over to the right, and you see the highest total disease incidence was with Flow Run 331. Yield. This is pod yield over 3 years. Looking at these 16 different peanut varieties at multiple locations in Georgia, and you can see Georgia-12Y came out on top as far as having the highest pod yield, followed by Georgia-21GR, Georgia-16HO, Georgia-06G, and Georgia-18RU. You go all the way to the right, and another one of our varieties, Georgia-14N, was the lowest, followed by TIF-Guard, 9B, and TIF-NV High OL. Looking at total sound mature kernel grade, TSMK, over the same time frame, you can see the highest grade was with Georgia-18RU, having about 70% average, 3-year average TSMK percentage. Then drops down to 76 with Georgia-20 VHO and Georgia-21GR. Then we have 3 grouped in the 75% range: Georgia-06G, Georgia-7W, and Georgia-14N. The lowest grade was found with AU-MPL 17, you can see on the far right side. We also see quite the variation in seed count, or number of seed per pound, ranging from the smaller seed, which is give you a higher count per pound on the left with Georgia-14N. It has the smallest seed of these, and goes stepwise down to Tough Runner 297, having the largest seed and the fewest count per pound amongst these 16 runner varieties. The bottom line is what the take home is, the dollar value return per acre. We can see on the 3-year average here amongst these 16 varieties that Georgia-21GR came out on top, followed by Georgia-18RU, Georgia-12Y, and Georgia-06G. Now I might point out here these top 4 were normal legs, and if you look over to the right, you can see the ones that had the lowest dollar value return per acre: TIF-Guard, Georgia-14N, TIF-NV High OL, and Georgia-09B. So that gives you a pretty good range in as far as dollar value return per acre, which is your bottom line. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you all the best for 2023 and the years to come.